What's going on, everybody? It's your boy E-Man the Chosen here, and I'm back today with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 sets dominating the PvP meta. Now, disclaimer, this is mostly just my opinion, and this is also from primarily a solo PvP perspective. If you primarily do group PvP, then your list may look a lot different. But if you're newer to the game and you're interested in getting into solo PvP or small scale PvP, then this list is for you. There's a lot of strong sets in this game, but I kind of want to narrow it down to the top 5. So when it comes to building anything, pretty much everything has to have a strong base or a strong foundation. And when it comes to ranking these top 5 sets, I'm ranking them on their ability to be a base for pretty much any build. And a lot of the top PvP builds going around right now have 1 or 2 of these sets in them. Of course, there's going to be a few honorable mentions, but any of you vets, if you feel like I've left any sets out that should be in this top 5 list, definitely leave a comment. If you're new to the channel and you like content like this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So at number 5, I have Daedric Trickery. So with the nerf to Mars bomb, this set has gotten actually a lot more light. So the 2-piece gives you max health, 3-piece max stam, 4-piece max mag. And the 5-piece, when you deal damage, you gain 1 of 5 random major buffs. Those buffs could be major expedition, major protection, major mending, major heroism, or major vitality. These are all very strong buffs to have in PvP, and I really believe that this set is like one of the strongest because a lot of classes don't have access to these buffs. Not only that, but like this opens up the door for a lot of other things. Like I've seen people pair this with like a defensive set or a sustain set and then run like all damage CP. Then also you're gonna get your ult back very fast, especially if you pair this with something like Bloodspawn. So on something like a DK, this set is very strong because, you know, DKs get a lot out of using their ults. But the only thing that holds this set back is that, you know, a lot of the buffs are RNG, as in you don't really know what buffs you're going to get, but you can have up to 3 of those buffs up at once. So that's a very, very underrated part about this set. Also too, this set is very easy to get as it's a craftable set, and you only have to 1-bar the set. So this also makes this set very, very strong and a very great foundational set. But with that, I'm going to leave it at rank number 5. So at number 4, we have Ret of Vitality. 2-piece gives you mag recovery, 3-piece stam recovery, 4-piece weapon and spell damage, 5-piece gives you 260 magicka and stam recovery for having a major buff or debuff, and then 130 magicka and stam recovery for having a minor buff or debuff. So this is easily one of the strongest sets in the game, as in when you put this set on, like all your recovery is taken care of. This set is especially good for like a newer player who don't really know how to sustain very well in their class, or if you're newer to a class and you don't really know how to sustain on it, this set pretty much takes care of your sustain. Or even if you're adept at your class, you can use this set and really, you know, really like over recover. Like my friend Kirkhoff uses this set and he can roll dodge like 10 times and not be phased. Like you can't even touch this man. It's really funny. This set is also strong because it's very versatile. It's a crafted set, so you can craft any pieces you need and you only have to 1-bar it. Not only that, like this changes, like this pretty much can change your build completely because you can change your Mundus. Like, you know, you can take the recovery Mundus off and put on damage Mundus, or you can take your recovery glyphs off and put all damage glyphs on. Only thing that holds this set back, in my opinion, is that recovery is actually very, very easy to come by. And if you're adept at, you know, knowing how to use your pots and knowing how to use, like knowing how to sustain on your class, then this set becomes less useful. But it's still a very, very strong set, and for that reason, I'm gonna put it at rank 4. Coming in at number 3, I have Dragon's Appetite. 2-piece gives you weapon and spell damage, 3 and 4-piece gives you stam recovery. The 5-piece, increase your damage down to bleeding enemies about 225, and then dealing non-bleed damage generates persistent stacks of appetite. After 10 stacks, you heal for 10k health. Now this is easily one of the strongest sets right now in the game. Pretty much all the dot builds are using this, or Way of Fire as well is up there as well, as their foundations to their dot builds. Like dot builds are pretty meta right now. Like most people are stacking this set with Martial Lock, Master Dual Wield, Vate Ice Staff, Impel Order. Like you're getting insane damage and insane healing just from using dots. Like you're getting healed from everything. And pretty much all the dot builds, like this setup works on any class. Like it works on Templar, works on Sorcerer, works on DK. I mean, I've seen Arcanists run this, I've seen Necros run this. Like, this is a setup that works pretty much on any class. Like, if you have a setup that works on any class, then that's pretty strong, if you ask me. Definitely one of the strongest sets in the game. Definitely they need to look into this, like, especially nerfing the dots, because dots are kind of running the meta right now. But there's still a few things holding it back. Like, it doesn't really give you any like resistances or anything like that. So you know, that's the only thing that holds it back. So you are like still like, you know, you are still kind of squishy a little bit, but your healing and your damage is insane with this setup. Those lines of recovery are nice too. No, but for that reason, I'm gonna put it at number 3. So at number 2, I have Order's Wrath. 2-piece increases your crit chance, 3-piece increases your weapon spell damage, 4-piece increases your crit chance, 5-piece increases your crit chance by a lot. It increases your critical damage and critical healing by 8%. So as you all know, right now we are in a crit meta, and this is easily one of the hardest hitting crit sets in the game. It's also a crafted set, so it's not very hard to get. You can just go craft it. But if you stack this with like the Shadow Mundus, you stack this with Khajiit, or if your class already has like crit bonuses like Sword, Templar, Nightblade, then man, you're in for it with this set. This set, easily one of the hardest hitting sets. Also increases your healing done, or like your critical healing by 8%. So like, it's also giving you a lot of heals. Now, this set alone won't make you very tanky, but man, this set can really carry your damage. Like, you can hit really, really hard with this set. Only thing that holds the set back is that you do have to pair this set with other sets to make it effective. But easily one of the strongest sets. You can pair that set with any of those previous sets and take your damage through the roof. All right, before we get to the best set in the game, which you guys probably already know what it is, I'm going to mention a few honorable mentions. Yeah, so there's a few honorable mentions I have on here. So the first one I'll talk about is Deadly Strike. Deadly Strike is easily one of the best sets in the game. Increases your damage done to damage over time and channel effects by 15%. So, I mean, it pretty much already buffs your damage to, you know, a lot of the dot builds and a lot of damage over time builds, like as far as the Arcanist and the Templar that have, you know, a lot of the channel abilities and damage over time. Very strong set, and it's also not a lot of counterplay, so like you get hit very, very hard, you know, with Deadly. You also have Shattered Fate. Probably the highest pin set in the game, but there are a few things that hold the set back, as in it doesn't really give you any other stats. Like, it doesn't give you any like damage or like lines of mag or lines of stam. Like, it's just straight pin, and that's kind of one of the things that hold it back a little bit. Like, you have sets like Stones that actually do give you a bit of like stats, like gives you more weapon damage. But the only thing about Stones is that they have to be off balance. So like you have to run a skill that puts somebody off balance in order to take advantage of it. Then you have sets like Mechanical Acuity, which increases your like crit damage and crit modifier like 20%, pretty much. But it only does it for like a short amount of time. And then there's like a 25-second cooldown, but it's super strong as far as like, you know, just trying to get that burst off. Like, it's extremely strong. Then you have sets like Essence Thief. Essence Thief is one of the sets that I use. Gives you a lot of stats. And then like when you use a light attack, you draw a pool from the enemy. When you collect that pool, you get like 4k stam back and health. And then you get 10% damage done. So that's like a whole CP node of damage done. It's very strong. The only thing that holds it back is that sometimes like the pool that drops is in a very like it may drop below the stairs, or it may, you know, drop in the middle of a Zerg, and you can't really get it without like, you know, overextending yourself. So that's the only thing that holds it back. But now let's get into the best set in the game. If you guessed it, you're right. It is Rallying Cry. So 2-piece gives you crit chance, 3-piece gives you max mag, 4-piece gives you more crit chance. And basically the 5-piece gives you 300 weapon and spell damage and 1650 crit resist. Now, if you're in a group, you can split it up, you know, to other people. but for the most part, if you're solo, you're gonna get 300 weapon and spell damage and then 1650 crit resist. There is so much stacked in this set. It's actually pretty crazy. Like the 1650 crit resist is pretty much more than 5 pieces of in-pin, and you know, you're getting weapon and spell damage from it. So basically you don't really have to run any in-pin, and you can run all the other traits like well fitted, divines. Like this set alone is the foundation of a lot of the strongest builds in the game right now. Like, because crit is the meta, and you know, stacking in the crit resist is actually countering the meta right now. So yeah, strongest set in the game. I definitely feel like, you know, this set needs some adjustment. Like 1650 is crazy. Maybe if they nerf that like maybe in half or a little bit, it would be more understandable. Because this set is also giving you weapon spell damage. Like, it's doing so much for you. The only thing about this set is that it is light armor, so and light armor is not in the best spot right now. So most people are like back bar in this set or front bar in this set, and then wearing like a one-piece light and then wearing the jewelry. But yeah, this is the best set in the game, in my opinion. And it's also like the foundation of pretty much a lot of the strongest builds going around right now. Like I said before, if you guys feel like I left any sets out this top 5 list, definitely leave a comment. But yeah, this is just my honest opinion as far as what I feel like are the best sets in the game currently. If you guys like videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, as that really helps me out. But that's gonna do it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.